Hey YouTube, this is Rook. I'm back from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel on the interweb for all things geeky and cool. We have an action figure review we're taking a look at today. This is the Star Wars Black Series for Ahsoka Tano in a 6-inch scale. Now this is actually my very first action figure review in a Star Wars line. I've not yet done any for the channel. I figured what better way to break this in for a new figure for someone who actually is pretty new to the franchise. And that being said, let me kind of give you a little rundown on Ahsoka here. Ahsoka actually debuted in the Star Wars Clone Wars animated show that came out in 2008 that ran until 2014. About the middle to end of 2014, when the Clone Wars series was basically canceled, they actually debuted a new TV show, which was Star Wars Rebels, which is the show that's currently running as far as the recording of this video goes. Now, in the Clone Wars series, Ahsoka basically disappeared from the show completely. You don't know where she went. In the Rebels show, about, I think it was last season, in the second season, she actually debuted again as an adult this time. So basically the timeline has been pushed forward somewhat to get her into the show. Now, she is, in case you guys don't know, she is actually Anakin Skywalker's apprentice in the actual TV show. So it puts up a nice dichotomy between Ahsoka Tano and Darth Vader. So guys, I hope you like this little introduction here to Ahsoka Tano. We're going to go into our breakdown segment where I'll take this character out of the box, we'll go through the articulation and accessories, and see if this is well worth your money. So stay tuned guys, we'll head into our breakdown segment. Okay guys, we're in our breakdown segment looking at Ahsoka Tano out of packaging, but before we do anything, let's actually look at the packaging itself. This is your window box, Black Series, all black and red trim, with a kind of an artist rendition on the side of how she would look in the Rebels show, which is really, really good, translated to figure form. If we go along to the side here, we see the name of the figure on the side, as well as the number which it came in. This is the 20th figure in the Black Series. And on the back, we have a little write-up over here, a couple sentences deep that's translated in different languages, and kind of a wash imprint of her on the back as well. So let's actually look at the actual figure itself. First thing we notice about the figure when we really look at her is the amount of paint apps she has. She has a lot of paint, a lot going on here, guys. As far as the really striking thing that I noticed about it when I started actually playing with this figure is that she actually sports a soft good skirt here, guys. This is actually a piece of cloth underneath of this kind of rubber upper skirt, I guess you would call it here, guys. Now, let's look at her head sculpt here. Really, really nice head sculpt. The only bad part I think about the head sculpt is there's no real articulation. You can't really move her head. She's stuck in this pose. And I think that's okay. She has this long kind of braid tail thing down her back here, which is kind of interesting. But again, this is perfect representation of her from the Rebel show. Now, when we spin her around to the front, let's actually look at her normal articulation. Her arms can go out to a full T, full range of motion in the arm here, goes full 360, bends at the elbow. She has a wrist swivel, goes to complete 360. She has an ab crunch, as you see here, guys. Nice ab crunch. Great work there. Works perfectly. Now, when we get down to the skirt, of course, we talked about that a second, kind of a little rubber piece here. Now, as far as her legs go, she can only go out to a split about this far, mainly because there's no slit up the side of the skirt here to allow these legs to move past that amount of movement here. That's about the biggest range of motion you can get short of you ripping the skirt. So I wouldn't go anything more than that. Now, when we go down to her legs, she can do a nice kick. She does have double jointed knees, as you can see here, and she has a foot rocker as well. Now let's put her aside and let's grab her accessories. She actually has two, put her over here, put her down over here. She has two lightsabers that she has. They're both kind of this off-color, kind of bluish silver color, because in the actual TV show, they're supposed to be silver lightsabers, where she's not a Jedi and she's not a Sith. She's sort of in the middle. She's gray. As far as the hilts, let's look at the curved one here first. There's a lot of paint on here, which is really, really nice. It's silver with some black trim on it. They did a great job on the curved one. And her straight blade, as you notice here, guys, she has, again, more silver, and it's a little bit of black trim, not a whole lot of trim. This one could use a little more paint, but that's okay. So a couple things you can do with these lightsabers. The very first thing you could do is you could take them completely, removing them from the plastic. So then what you'll have are the actual hilts themselves. Now, what you can do with Ahsoka here is that you can actually store her lightsabers on her little skirt. So if you didn't want to have them ignited, you can store them with just the hilts, as you can see here, guys. which I think is a very, very, very nice touch. Now, the other thing you can do with these things is you can then put them back together. It just plugs in, as you see here. And she can actually, one of the things that she's known for in the actual cartoon is this curved blade can go into more of an undergrip. So it's kind of tricky getting it into her hand. As you notice, I kind of fumble with it here. There we go. And then the other one would be the same type of way. If I can get it into her hand. Perfect. So you can display her kind of in this pose. I'll kind of put her back here so you can see her. So she would be like fighting with the blade behind her back in this type of representation, which I think is a really, really nice touch, guys. I think they did a great job on this particular figure, as well as giving you kind of this backward fighting stance with this reverse blade grip here, which is really, really cool. When I display her, I'll probably display her in this type of fighting stance because I think this looks really, really, really cool. I really hope you like this breakdown, guys, and let's go to final thoughts to wrap up this figure. Okay guys, final thoughts on the Hasbro Star Wars 6-inch scale Black Series for Ahsoka Tano. I really like this figure. I think even though it's short pack and it's really hard to come by in the retail stores nowadays, it is a great, phenomenal figure. And if you get it for the MSRP pricing of $19.99, even better, get this figure. I mean, from the sculpt, to the paint, to the soft goods little skirt she has, most of the time you don't see figures like this nowadays, guys. So Hasbro really knocked this one out of the park for this type of figure. And she does support that under grip, as we talked about in the breakdown for the lightsaber. And all in all, this was a phenomenally done figure, going from the Clone Wars TV show up into Rebels and now into a action figure form based off her Rebels counterpart here. So I hope you guys really like this video. Remember to thumbs up and subscribe. I put out new content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.